I want to talk about something we all experience. Those days that feel like a never-ending winter. You know, the kind where the only thing you want to do is crawl back into bed and hibernate. I just got back from my morning run, and look, this morning definitely felt like winter. It was crisp air, low sun, and that bone-chilling wind that just whispers, just stay in. I mean, what are you doing out here? But then something unexpected happened. And as I hit a particularly tough uphill stretch, feeling like my legs were going to turn into icicles, a wave of warmth surrounded me. Now, it wasn't the sun, although that would have been nice, but it was almost like an invisible heat blanket that seemed to appear out of nowhere. Now, I know that wasn't some magical intervention. It was likely just a gust of warm air coming down from the mountains, but honestly, it was exactly what I needed. It didn't say anything. It didn't even give me a warning. It was like a silent hand reaching out saying, keep going. You know, you're doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing. And the thing is, we often don't realize how much we need that little lift. You know, we're fighting through metaphorical winters. We're blind to the fact that we're silently struggling. We don't even know that we need a little encouragement, a simple sign that we're on the right track. I mean, it's like building a house in the dark. You put down bricks, you frame walls, you're hammering nails in, but you don't see the final product. And it's easy to get discouraged, to think that all that effort is for nothing. But trust me, every call that you make, every email you send, every task that you complete, they're all bricks in the foundation of your future. Recent research published in Nature Neuroscience even suggests that our brains release dopamine, that feel-good chemical that you've probably heard of, not just when we achieve a goal, but also when we simply believe that we can reach it. So setting those goals and visualizing success is actually a reward in and of itself. I mean, giving us that motivation to keep going. See, knowing the exact moves that it takes to get that rush can give us that much needed boost. Eleanor Roosevelt once said that the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. So when you're stuck in the dead of winter, it's the belief and the hope in the future that will provide you that warmth that you need to keep going. So what can we learn from this unexpected heat wave in the winter? You're exactly where you're supposed to be. So don't let doubt tell you otherwise. Every step, every stumble, is just part of the journey. And you're laying the groundwork for something amazing. Right? Those seemingly insignificant tasks, they're all bricks toward your future castle. So keep building. And you're not alone. We're all in this together. So keep pushing through. And remember, you have the power to shape your destiny. So go out there and make it happen. When I was in college, I read this book called Just Enough Light for the Step I'm On. And to this day, it continues to remind me that when things get too big, when things get too dark, or, I don't see the path forward, all I have to do is just turn on my headlights and focus on what's right in front of me. Right? Follow that white dotted line and stay the course. I remember driving regularly about an hour to go see my girlfriend in college, and often it was snowing heavily. And I had a 85 Camaro, and it was a disaster. When I couldn't see anything, right, the snow was just overwhelming, you get that feeling, right? Should I stop? Should I just pull over, do nothing? Maybe just wait for the storm to pass? Or, I can look at my guidelines, my dotted line, right, the yellow line, and just take it easy, but keep moving forward. And that's a choice. And that's what I did.
Yeah, okay. There was that one time that I spun out because it was rear wheel drive and it's Colorado, and who does that? But no matter what, I made it. Every single time I made it to my destination. My dad, a colonel in the Air Force, retired chaplain, he used to give me this golden gem. He would ask, how do you eat an elephant? And now my son asks me that every once in a while when I get overwhelmed. He's like, hey, right? How do you eat an elephant, Dad? Look, the answer is so easy to remember, but it's not so simple to apply when you're in the dark. Right? You're looking at this mammoth goal in front of you that one bite at a time, it's hard to apply. But I think that's why this little reminder that you're listening to has showed up in front of you today. You have to remember to look for the light just in front of you. Don't try to see everything. Just focus on the headlights. Right? Sometimes you'll need the brights, right? Sometimes you might just handle that light that you have, but you have to choose to move. And sometimes we forget that we have control of that. And you can use the guidelines to keep you on track. 1 mile marker, 1 bite is all that matters. And when you think about it, it's important to map out the journey so that when you're in the trenches, when you're on that road, when the storm is hitting, the GPS is already set. You're just executing. I'm big on preparing, right? And you can never plan too much, prepare too much, but it gives you that confidence that you're just moving one step at a time. You already have the plan in place. And it doesn't have to be perfect, right? You don't have to get stuck in the squat, as Zig Ziglar used to say, but you're headed in the right direction. And then it's just up to you to keep moving forward, keep going. And you can't let that darkness overwhelm you. So what can we control, right? Napoleon Hill, one of my favorites, Think and Grow Rich, you probably have heard of, says you can either control your mind or it controls you. So make a checklist of what you can control in the storm in front of you. Take a sheet of paper, just write it all down. What can I control in this storm? Then focus on the actions that you can take to make progress and chip away at it. Progress breeds confidence. Confidence will then help you weather the storm. Even Tony Robbins says, look, success is progress. Progress equals success. So just keep moving. And when we think about what we can control, you're the one who has to turn on the headlights. You're in control of how fast you move, how big of a bite you take, how much light you give, what you focus your attention on. So light the way. Focus on controlling what's right inside of you, because that's all you can control, right? What's inside, what you actually do. And soon you'll feel complete.
I'm known as the running guy around my neighborhood. Every morning I get up and I meditate, and then by 6:15 I'm out the door for a morning run before I start interacting and engaging with my family and building and creating for clients. Now I'm outside in the rain, snow, sun, it doesn't matter the condition, but being out there, it allows me to think and to create, to decompress, to step back from the busy side of life and zoom out, to gain a new perspective every morning. Like being on a mountaintop, looking down at my life, I can be a little bit more intentional because of that run. I've done this at any critical change point in my life, from deciding to leave certain organizations, to starting new adventures, to where to raise the kids, and more. Stepping back allows for a more holistic view of the challenges in front of us. I'm free to be present when I feel like I've already been productive in the morning. I'm not so hard on myself when I've already accomplished something at the start of the day. I'm just happier when I'm able to be out there. So as you start your day today, consider how you can zoom out of it. What's your mountain where you can stand at the top and examine your life? And maybe it's closing the door to your bedroom for 10 minutes to stretch and breathe. Or maybe it's a quiet walk in your neighborhood with with no headphones, no phone, just the sound of your footprints and your breathing. Think about what it's going to take to slow down, to clear your mind, to gain perspective, and reprioritize your day. Check in with yourself. And what's weighing on you? What's causing tension in your body? What do you have control over that can take that tension away? When you are on your mountain, the possibilities are endless. You can dream big, fantasize about the most life-altering changes, and maybe you'll realize how freeing those changes could actually be. And maybe you'll want to act, or maybe you won't want to change certain things. Maybe you'll just be grateful for the small things you hope to hold on to for as long as you can. Either way, when you come down from your mountain, you'll be grounded. You'll be ready to take on the world. Remember, you have the power to shape your destiny. So go out there and make it happen. We've all heard that there is light at the end of the tunnel. Spring is coming, or the sun will rise again. But right now we're being held back by something so hard that we can barely see a path forward. But it's time to stop allowing it to define and defeat us. You see, we have the power inside to overcome it. But sometimes we forget. We are in the dead of night and don't think we'll ever get out. But as challenging as it may seem, as hopeless as it may feel, as dark as it may be, the sun is coming. There is light on the other side of that mountain. We just have to go find it. And my son and I, we love to wrestle, and sometimes I'll pin him down, and I've got him. I can see in his face, and he is struggling. He's done, held back. But then, all of a sudden, I see a shift, and his eyes catch a little bit of light. And it's like a spark, it's like a dose of morphine or dopamine, and all of a sudden, he believes. And that's when everything changes. He'll take my arms out, he'll squirm around, he starts to go after more and more of that light. And within seconds, he's turned everything around, and he's on top. Now, honestly, I don't know how he does it, but I believe it has to do with that glimmer of hope, with that little light that changed his belief that he could win. Now, we've all heard Vince Lombardi's famous quote that winners never quit and quitters never win, but when you see it in action, it's pretty inspiring. So we have that inside. We have the opportunity when we're held down by something, beneath something, in the darkest night. We have that hope inside. So don't give up. Open your eyes to the light that's coming. Allow the spark to ignite that shift that you've been waiting for and turn it all around. There is light at the end of the tunnel. Spring is coming, and yes, the sun will rise again. So it's time to rise up and stand in the light and be who you're meant to be. Remember, you have the power to shape your destiny. So go out there and make it happen. In a world filled with challenges, where the road seems long and the climb appears so steep, there lies a hidden strength within you. Don't underestimate the power of transformation. Imagine a butterfly, delicate yet resilient, emerging from its cocoon. Its wings vibrant, soaring higher than ever before. But what about the time in between? The before, the after. That's where the magic happens. Just like a butterfly, you are in the midst of your own transformation. So don't let the doubts, the judgments, that awkward phase
right, hold you back, embrace the process. Embrace the journey. Sure, some may question your choices. They may doubt your abilities. But remember this, you cannot be clipped prematurely. You cannot be confined to the easy road. Your transformation requires time, dedication, and unwavering belief. So don't give up. Don't quit when things get tough. Push through the barriers and keep going. Put in the work, the effort, the time, the energy, right? Stay committed to your goals and follow the process step by step like a recipe for success. As Maya Angelou, the great poet, once said, we delight in the beauty of the butterfly, but rarely admit the changes it has gone through to achieve that beauty. Embrace the changes. Embrace the transformation that unfolds within you. Yes, there may be setbacks. There may be moments when you stumble and you fall, but that's not the end of the story. Rise up, dust yourself off, keep moving forward. Remember, you're not alone on this journey. Together we will soar. And when you spread your wings, reaching new heights, the world will witness your transformation. They will marvel at your strength, your resilience, and your determination. Don't retreat back to the familiar. Don't allow yourself to be confined to the cocoon. You are destined for greatness. Believe it with every fiber of your being. So listen to these words, embrace them, let them fuel your spirit, ignite your fire, stay focused, stay committed, and soon you will emerge as the butterfly, ready to conquer the skies. Keep going, keep pushing, keep transforming. You are unstoppable. And together, we will all fly higher than ever before.
It's only been 2 days. You're coming from a military family. It's hard to focus on the right now because you know that change is coming any second. Right? You just want to move on. You want that next deployment, that next house, that next life to come immediately so that you can rebuild or rediscover yourself, so that you can live that life that you see in your mind, but you want it now. It's only been 2 days since I started a new strategy, but yet my mind is asking, well, where are the results? It's been 2 days. See, when nothing happens in those 2 days, your mind starts to think, well, maybe this isn't the right strategy. Maybe this isn't the right move. Let's change. And this becomes a cycle of constantly changing, constantly adjusting, constantly switching, right? Nothing is good enough. The now, it doesn't even exist. Look, we have to take ownership of this cycle and calm the seas of change, not only for ourselves, but for those around us. Right? If we're in the middle of the ocean, we can't constantly change course because we don't see the land. Right? We can't turn this way or that way when the storm hits. We have to remain steady, calm, and secure in the decisions that we made that led us to this point. Leadership expert Todd Stalker has a good quote here. He says, look, the ability to stay calm and focused in the midst of change is what distinguishes great leaders from those who are just collecting a paycheck. And look, I believe that we all have the power to be great leaders, no matter our title or position. So stay the course. Right? Let those 2 days turn into 3, into 4, into 10, into 20. Keep going on that same strategy, that same path. Live in each moment. Put your feet on the ground, unpack the boxes, and allow yourself to enjoy what's right in front of you. You have to keep going. Keep moving forward. Stop overanalyzing. Stop overthinking. Just build. Right? Knowing that when you put in that energy, good things will come. Maybe not right now, not in a month, maybe not even in a year, but it will happen. Yesterday, you made decisions about what today was going to look like. So today, value what you put together yesterday. Trust what you planned. Follow that path. Follow that strategy, and you will create everything that you dreamed up and more. So trust yourself. Be present. Be patient. And keep building. Everything you're working toward is just around the corner. And remember, look, you have the power to shape your destiny. So go out there and make it happen. I want to talk about a common phenomenon that we all experience on the road, in our careers, and in life. Now, I'm sure you've been there, but you're sitting in traffic and you're watching the lane next to you move a little faster. So what do? Just like all of us, it's like Office Space. We switch lanes, hoping to save some time and get ahead, but guess what happens next? Yeah, the lane that we were in starts speeding up, leaving us frustrated and stuck, right? I mean, we can feel it. I can feel it. Life often throws obstacles in our path. And just like that slow-moving lane, when we encounter challenges, we tend to look for an easier route, jumping from one option to another, seeking instant gratification. And we become what I like to call jumpers. Now, we think we're making progress, but in reality, we're only creating a cycle of frustration and stagnation. I mean, think about it. How many times have you abandoned a goal, a project, as soon as it became difficult? How many times have you been tempted to take the easy road only to find yourself back at square one because it was hard? Well, it's time to break free from this pattern and embrace a different mindset, a mindset that leads to true progress, to success. Famous basketball coach John Wooden, he has this quote that's super relevant here. He says, "Stay the course when thwarted." Basically, when things get hard, right? Try again, harder, smarter, persevere relentlessly. Albert Einstein said, "In the middle of difficulty lies opportunity." Look, traffic may seem small and insignificant, but by constantly hopping, jumping from lane to lane, we condition our minds to accept that this jumping from one thing to another is okay. We lose focus, we lose direction, and ultimately we lose sight of our true potential. So here's the challenge. Start staying put. Embrace the frustration, the discomfort that comes with it, and condition your mind to say, it's okay, I'll get there. And remember, seeing someone else seamlessly get ahead faster doesn't tell the whole story. Success is not just about the speed of progress, but the quality of it. We don't know the story. So let's take the lesson, this simple lesson from traffic, and apply it to our careers, to our life. Commit to that one lane. That lane that aligns with your goals, your passions, and your dreams. And stop hopping around aimlessly. I used to tell this story in new hire training about a field. And at the end of our lives, we're going to have this field that represents our life. And it will either look like a prairie dog field with tons of little holes where we dug a little, then jumped, dug a little bit more, then jumped, then dug a little bit more, or it will have a very deep well filled with water that can serve others for generations to come. So what will your field look like? I invite you to stay put, to dig in. It's time to let go of being a jumper. It's when we stay the course, as Coach Wooden says, confront the frustration head on and push through, that we build resilience, expertise, and ultimately extraordinary results. So let's start by embracing this simple exercise. The next time we find ourselves in traffic, stay in that one lane. Resist the urge to jump and observe how it feels. Use this as a reminder that success requires focus. It requires patience and the willingness to face challenges head on. And by doing so, we'll not only accelerate our success, but also cultivate a mindset of unwavering determination. As Winston Churchill put it, success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. So keep going with resilience, patience, and focus. And remember, you have the power to shape your destiny. So go out there and make it happen. My 14-year-old son bought himself a new gaming laptop. And it's not the laptop I want to focus on, but the journey on how he got there that matters. Now, first you have to understand my son. I mean, most of the time he's in his game room playing Fortnite with his buddies, trying to get him to do chores or make himself food or anything is a disaster. And just like most teenagers, trying to motivate him with extrinsic motivation or force, it just doesn't work. It's usually met with rolled eyes and crossed arms. However, about a month ago, he started asking questions about how to be successful. And we had a quick 5-minute conversation about goal setting. I told him, look, whenever I want something, I get a picture of it and I put it right in front of me. And I go test it out, whether it's a car or a laptop or even a vacation, a house. I do my research and then I go ask the experts that know the details between the different models, and I really fine-tune exactly what I want. How much will it cost? What would it feel like once I have it? Where would I set it up? What would I do with it maybe in a month or a year or whatever? What's the long-term benefit? And what will it look like after I have it? See, I really paint the picture. And then I build a work-back plan, meaning how much do I have right now that I can allocate toward that goal, and how much exactly will it take to achieve it? And then I have this laser focus on exactly what I need to do to get it. And for some reason, that resonated with him. I mean, that hit him right between the eyes. And immediately this 14-year-old, and he turned on a goal-oriented mindset. Immediately, he took out his phone. He went to Amazon and started looking at the different models for gaming laptops. He went to his 17-year-old cousin and started asking the difference between a desktop and a laptop and the Xbox, etc. And he started to really fine-tune, eliminate options. And then he said, hey, Dad, can we go to Best Buy? So, yeah, we went to Best Buy and we found the expert. And look, we started to pinpoint the differences between the models. And immediately, he saw the path. And he took a picture in his mind. He even put it on his phone and put it on his cover, his wallpaper. And he asked me, Dad, look, how much do I have in my Greenlight savings account? And I said, man, you got like $55, and the laptop was $7.99. So we started to do some quick math, and then he said, all right, what do I need to do to earn money around here? And quickly, my wife and I, we came up with a quick list. Pull weeds for this much, wash the car for that much, or, you could sell some things. That clicked. He went up to his room, grabbed about 4 or 5 items. He was grabbing some Christmas or birthday presents that he had unopened. And he said, hey, how much will these sell for? And I explained how Facebook Marketplace worked. And of course, I offered to help. And immediately, he started taking pictures, coming up with descriptions, and $50 turned into $150, and then $150 turned into $275. Man, he was building momentum. And while everybody else was watching Family Matters, he was calculating. And he started to ask on a regular basis, can we go to Best Buy? See, he wanted to put his hands on it. He wanted to visualize what it would be like for him to achieve his goal, to have it. And in less than 2 weeks, he had saved up $600. And while on one of those trips to Best Buy, it turns out the laptop was on sale for $600. And this kid, man, he proudly paid his $600, and he went home with a brand new laptop. And as his friends, they came over, helped him set it up, he felt proud. Not just because of the laptop, but because of what he had done. And really, who he had become. But remember, you have the power to shape your destiny. So go out there and make it happen.